pretty good, right? It's the first time I've ever done a tree by myself. I like it. I think it came out well. Now, when you guys see this, it's actually going to be Christmas Day. Happy holidays, Merry Christmas. But for me, well, I'm still waiting for the big man to arrive. I'm a few days out. But since we're at this time of year, and I'm more than a little bit nostalgic, I thought it'd be fun to just talk about some Christmas memories with everyone. So, indulge me a sec. I got a couple of stories to tell. When you're the oldest sibling, sometimes Christmas could be a lot more fun and a lot more stressful than for the younger siblings. For instance, when I was growing up, it was me and my two little sisters, right? Well, every Christmas, everyone would camp out in my room. We'd all make pallets and pillow forts and we'd sleep there. And we would see who could wake up the soonest. We would go to bed at like 6, 7 p.m. and then try to get up super early. I think the earliest we ever got up was around 2 o'clock in the morning. And my youngest sister was terrified. What if Santa hadn't been here yet? He had always been there. And, man, I kind of wish I could go back to those times. Really, not everything's great when you grow up. So, it's nice to still be able to think about the things that you got over those years and how happy they made you. And in this box right now, I have a whole lot of goodies that Santa gave me over the years. Some of the things that mean the most to me even all these years later. And considering I'm a Transformers channel, I'm willing to bet that you might think that the oldest thing I got on Christmas was Transformers. Well, you gotta remember, I wasn't born a Transformers fan. I was born a Hamtaro fan, though. This is the oldest Christmas gift I remember getting. This is the Hamtaro Playhouse, the main playset for Hamtaro. And you can see, it's a beautiful little dollhouse with pastel colors. You got a little hamster wheel in the back. Inside you have an interior, a nice little trap door for the ladder. For my money, this is the best playset of all time. Even though there's no one else in the world who's going to be talking about this thing. I absolutely adored this. Keep in mind, I was like 4 when I got this. So, a 4-year-old being given this big playhouse to work with all the bright colors and the fun gimmicks, and this came with furniture, slides, things that I still have but didn't want to bring down with me. This was just incredible. But what made it even better were the Hams. Allow me to bring back out the box. And you might hear there's a rumble in there again. That's because another important gift is in here. You see, you can't have a playhouse without someone to play in it, right? And thankfully, when I was a kid, I got a couple of the Hams. These are the hamsters from Hamtaro. And this is my childhood original set. So, just to go through them, I still have my Hamtaro, that's the main guy, as well as Bijou. She's probably the second most important character. If she's not the second most important character, Boss definitely is. He was my favorite. He's just a really fun, kind of blue collar, and more than a little bit loudmouth kind of wild hamster. He's a field hamster. He's not owned by any human. I actually felt a lot like Boss when I was growing up. Maybe that's why I liked him so much. You're gonna have to forgive me. Some of these characters I actually don't remember the names of anymore. This was always the mature, responsible one. I think his name was Maxwell? That sounds about right. Howdy! I remember Howdy. His whole thing was he was a big-mouthed Texan. And then you had the brainy guy. I don't remember what the brainy guy's name was, but these two were in a love triangle with the girl with the scarf, whose name I also can't remember. But I do remember Penelope. That's her little friend that's wearing a yellow hat. These were my original hamsters. And funnily enough, I realize now, I did actually get Oxnard, who's Hamtaro's best friend. But you get all these little guys, you get the playhouse, here we'll put Hamtaro like right there front and center. Boop. You can get them all over the roof, and in the hamster wheel. Boss can go in the hamster wheel, why not? You get there, and then we have a seesaw out here that they can go on. Of course, we can put someone in the doorway, like so. Get someone in the little shrubbery right around here. There we go. Oh, come on, Bijou, stand up for me. There we are. And, I don't know, we'll put Howdy here on top of the wheel. When you're a little kid, these things were amazing. I can't believe I still have this thing all these years later. Believe it or not, I thought this was lost. until we just found like a random box of stuff a few years ago, and it still had all these guys inside. I've gotten a few Ham since then just to complete the set, but this is one of my most treasured possessions. Now I hear you saying, RonBonDujon, that's all well and good, but no one's here for Hamtaro. I get that. Hamtaro is something that's personal to me. That's not what you guys are here for, though. So we're going to put the Hamtaro Playhouse just to the side for right now. I'm going to pull the box out again. Something new in there. So, hit the latch, open it up, and looky, from Christmas of 2007, it's my first Optimus Prime. Classics Optimus was a second-hand gift. I don't know the story behind Optimus, quite frankly. I think that maybe a neighbor kid, his parents threw some of the toys out because, I don't know, maybe it was a punishment, I don't know. In any case, my mom wound up with Classics Optimus and Classics Skywarp, gave them both to me for Christmas. And this is my childhood Optimus Prime. This was the leader of my Autobots, the leader of my toys. By the time I got 07 Cliffjumper, he became the Woody to my Andy, but this was like the Buzz. You know, he was the one that was actually kind of keeping things together, looking at more like the objective stuff. I love this guy to this day. I think he's the best Optimus Prime ever. He is insanely well articulated for the time. He has just this wonderful aesthetic. Very angry, kind of, I don't know, warrior-like Optimus with good, meaty proportions. This was everything a kid could want out of Optimus Prime. Even better, I could actually transform this guy. When I was a little kid, I had a hard time with transformations, but the classics? Nah. These things were like a dream. Straight to truck, back to robot, never any issue. He even had a gun I really liked. It turns into a smokestacks, but otherwise it's this double-barreled pistol. I have the rifle. The rifle's not down here with me, because when I think of this guy, it's always just with that big smokestack pistol. This is still my main Optimus Prime. He'd be on my main display shelf if I didn't keep him with my other childhood Transformers. But to think that this was kind of like what began the Transformers collection. This guy alongside my classic Starscream, a Cybertron Backstop, my 07 Bumblebee, my 07 Cliff. These are the foundation of everything I like in Transformers, and in a weird way, I guess this is kind of the foundation of the channel, isn't it? If there is no Classics Optimus, RonBonDujon's not doing the many toys of. In that way, this guy might actually be the most important Christmas gift we talk about tonight. There was really just one problem with Optimus. He had no one to fight. He was so much bigger and stronger than any of my Decepticons. Every time he showed up, the game was done. Who can beat Optimus? I didn't have a Megatron. And in fact, I didn't get a Megatron until the Universe G2 Megatron. But I still wanted someone to go up against him. Well, I just had to wait a year later, because in 2008, my mom found the perfect bad guy to go up against this Optimus. Someone who was even bigger, someone who was nasty looking. And I just gotta check to see, because I have a good feeling. Yeah, they're in the box. So, I open up the latch, and what do we have? Transketo! Keep in mind, I was born in 99. This guy is quite before my time. This was from a second-hand shop. My mom got me him alongside Sonar because of how much I liked bats. And Transketo was great, because look at this. He's actually taller than Optimus, and he, like, vomits on people. He's this big, gross mosquito. I had all of these times where he would transform, and he would suck the energy out of the other Autobots. He became like a vampire. And his mouth, just look at how disgusting his head is. He looks like the Predator or something with the mandibles. Man, this guy is still one of my favorite Beast Wars toys ever. Like, he's right up there with Air Razor for me. I know a lot of people don't like him, but when you were a little kid and you just wanted a good bad guy to fight your Optimus, no one was better than Transketo. No one was better than Transketo. This was another one that survived childhood, and boy am I glad he did. Because he's sick. You look at this. He just is always coming at you with the wings and the bug legs and the big arms, the lanky proportions, the vomit. These two, man. These two had some big fights. Yeah, in the childhood lore of RonBonDujon, this was Transketo and Optimus were the big rivals. You've never seen a feud quite like Optimus versus Transketo. It means a lot that I got this guy. Because think about this, right? My mom, she went out of her way to find a good, big Transformer that could be the monster I wanted. Even though we didn't have a lot of money to spend on Christmas. She found a great toy for me. And even as a kid, I didn't appreciate that part of it. I appreciated that the toy was awesome and I loved it. But all these years later, I think back and it's like, she must have gone so many places, looked at so many Transformers. I don't even know how she knew this was a Transformer. I mean, big surprise, my mom wasn't a big fan of Transformers. And she somehow found out that Transketo was a Transformer and was big enough for my prime and would work and did it because she could afford him and it was exactly what I wanted. That's amazing to me. How much thought went into this one silly little bug man. I didn't realize how dark it was getting. We better wrap this up soon. Big Man's gonna be coming in. As much as Transketo meant to me, there's honestly a gift that's very similar to him that means even more. You see, me and my sisters would try to give each other gifts, but there wasn't a lot of money to go around. So, one year, my two younger sisters pulled their money together and gave me a nice little gift. I guess I gotta check. Yeah, he's in here. Opening him up. It's a little Daniel Bryan. Now, I cannot tell you what toy line this Daniel Bryan is from. What I can tell you is that this was a wrestling toy that meant so much to me. My two younger sisters got me a little blind box. I open it up. It's Daniel Bryan going, yes, yes, yes. I've sold a whole lot of wrestling toys. I'm never selling this one. I still remember opening him up. He's in here. I know he's in here. Even if he wasn't in here, I know where he'd be. Because wherever I go, he goes. This is my generation's War for Cybertron Soundwave. This was the first Soundwave I ever got. Soundwave was my favorite Transformer. And this was the first one I ever got. This is the best Soundwave toy. He is. He's the best one to me. Transformation's great, and his design is perfect. This is everything I ever wanted out of the character. I got this gift from my grandparents. There was a stretch of time, a pretty long stretch of time, where I didn't have a house. There was about an 8-month period where we were living in our car. And I didn't get to keep a lot of my childhood toys. We sold a few, others were just lost over time. But there's one, well, a handful that stuck with me. But there's one that I always had to keep with me. He was in my pocket. I would put him in backpacks. I'll be honest, there were times where in the sleeping bag I'd have him in there with me. The Soundwave is the most important toy in my collection. He is my favorite toy of all time. There is not a single toy that means as much to me as this Soundwave does. I would sell everything I own, but keep this. This Soundwave and I have been through a lot together. And that's what makes him my most treasured Christmas memory. All these years later, I still got this guy. It's been a pretty good year, I think. Well, maybe. It's been a hard year. There's been good, there's been bad. Sometimes it feels like there was more bad than good. But we're gonna keep going. I hope everyone out there has a happy holidays. If that means Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Kwanzaa, or just a Happy Wednesday, I hope you're having it. Be kind to each other. Be kind to each other. We're all we got. In a horrible void, a swirling pit of nothingness, there's one little blue marble, and we're all on top of it, aren't we? Be kind to your fellow parts of the marble, because when we're gone, thank you guys for coming and talking about Christmas with me. It's been great to just talk about some of these old memories and reflect on how kind a lot of my family and friends have been to me over these past few months. It's been nice to reflect on how kind you guys have been to me these last few months. And we're going to keep going. We are absolutely going to keep going. Many toys of, or reviews, who knows? Maybe those keep going, maybe these change. The important thing is that we're doing it together. So, stay safe, have a happy holidays, and we're gonna see what we get up to next time.